let's talk about our grinders. We have a 1.2 and a 2.2. Let's talk about basic features.
Well, the first thing is the model kind of tells you what it is. You've got your 2.2, which means 2 hoppers and 2 batch selections. Your 1.2, 1 hopper, 2 batch selections. You can do 3 batch selections on each side if you order it that way, and the same thing for the single. And each button is independently programmable, so it enables you to ultimately either decide that you're going to do small batches, or you can, on the double hopper grinder, you can choose different types of coffee and be able to do different batch sizes that way as well. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility to work with.
You talked about programming. How do you get into programming for a grinder?
Well, the programming is done directly on the control board, which is located in this lower compartment. So you take the 2 screws out, and on the control board you'll see 3 buttons. There's a set button, which you use in order to get into programming, and it also allows you to advance from parameter to parameter, or technically button to button. And then there's up and down buttons to adjust how many seconds that it's set for, because it does use time in order to dose out the coffee.
For more information on programming, please visit our website and click on Equipment and Grinders. Select your grinder, and on the product page you will be able to select the user's guide. The other thing that we can do with the grinder is adjust the grind particle size. And how do you do that for these?
Well, on these units, again, it's behind this panel, so you would take these 2 screws out, you would remove the basket holder, and then you would just pull down the whole assembly here, and then behind there is the adjustment screw. There's a lock nut and the screw. You loosen up the lock nut, and then you can adjust it in for a finer grind or out for a coarser grind, so that would be left or right. And that is how you're able to actually adjust it, and then once you have it adjusted to where you want it, you lock down the lock nut, and it locks it in place.
Again, for more information, please visit our website for the user's guides. We're talking about the grinders, and a question is, how do these brew baskets work with the grinders? So let's start with, this is a 2021.
And that's a good question, because with certain grinders, sometimes it's difficult to get certain brew baskets in. Our grinder actually has a universal bracket, so that no matter what the size, as long as it can fit underneath the grinder, it will take the basket. So such as the 2021 basket you have there will fit under there, and it'll go up to the 15 by 5, which will fit in there as well. And actually that's the largest it will actually take. The 6000 series is too big for it, and then if you were to go as high as the 7000 series, yeah, a little bit too big in order to fit underneath.
So what does someone do if they have a 6000 series or a 7000 series and they're not able to put the brew basket under the grinder?
Well, we have something that we just call our brew basket scoop, or our grinder scoop. And basically all it is a brew basket with no hole in the bottom and no wire insert inside that you can put in place. You can grind the quantity of coffee that you want, and then you can dump it into your brew basket. And that's how you're able to use these grinders with those larger baskets.
Another question we get at trade shows has to do with our removable hoppers. On our 2.2 and 2.3, the hoppers are removable. So if you can remove one, the hoppers are dishwasher safe. A lot of times the question we get is, can the lid also go in the dishwasher?
Yes, even though it is made out of a different color, it is dishwasher safe as well. So you can do both the hopper and the lid at the same time in that dishwasher.
Another question we get regarding the hoppers is, I have several different coffees. Do I need dedicated hoppers?
Well, it's actually always a good idea, because flavors do transfer, even though you're cleaning them. The coffee odors, any flavors that you might actually have in the coffee can transfer. So we do recommend that. And if you do use extra hoppers, you can actually get shelves that go on either side of the grinder that allow you to put your extra hoppers on the side of the grinder.